You talked about acting, and when I first met you, I loved what you were saying about acting and how you were saying that basically you really have to feel it,
Mm,
and you're not incapable of that. Am I right in saying that?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the key, right?
right. Yeah, it's something. It's an unfortunate conversation, and once I'm really like I'm already at a great place for. Let me put it like this: I am currently doing. I'm signed to AMC. I'm doing anime, which I didn't.
Yeah.
Here we are. I never thought I'd actually tell this guy that, but here we are. And and I've never done any voice acting. I had no resume. I just managed to get an audition, and I'm thankful I did well enough to even be considered. You know, um, but what I'm getting at is this is going to hurt for some people when I inevitably get further and further and further. But it is unfortunately just something you cannot teach. And every guru of the coaching world will tell you differently. You can do it. You're good enough. And there's an unfortunate reality that everybody needs to face. I'm never going to be that artist who can make the painting I wish I could. I just won't be. You know, I could take decades and maybe get close. I'm never going to orchestrate that music like I wish I could, right? And I never is a strong word. Maybe I do take that time, maybe decades from now. But that's the thing. You either need those decades to do something you're bad at, or you need to be born with it. And it's just something that is unexplainable. I was not born with acting. I wasn't. I had to work extremely hard. But what I was born with was a very emotional self. I deeply care about everybody, and because of that care, if I'm playing a villain, I want to play a villain that's realistic. If I'm playing a hero, I want to know why that hero is doing what he's doing, because it does matter to me. And as a kid who used to immerse himself in works of novels, film, theater, etc., um, stories matter. You know what I mean? And so it was worth working towards. But that's again, you're either born, and I'm not going to say born with the talent or work for the talent. It's not about working for a talent or being born with a talent. Sometimes you're born with just the drive to work for it. And that's what I got. I was born with the drive to work hard to get good. And that's the difference, because people whenever they say that, it's very easy to just, well, usually that's what they mean. They just mean you're either born with the talent or you work hard. No. You're I truly believe you can't even work for it. You just have to be born with the specific drive for it, or born with the talent, because it's just very evident. I've seen people work 30, 40 years acting and be at the same position I'm at. They have gotten nowhere. And that's an unfortunate reality. But some people are just meant to have it be a hobby, meant to have it be fun, and that's fine. It is completely fine. Like, again, I will always have the hobby of wanting to orchestrate music, to have the hobby of being this great painter, right? But I'm probably only at best ever going to get to, a Bob Ross level. You know what I mean? Like, watch one of his great videos and just, make that bush, make that little bush. But again, you have to have some reality in this stinking world, man. You can't be great at everything. You can't be
You
perfect.
can't. And
You just can't.
that is the desire of every human being, though, to want it all.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I've learned over the past year is contending with the reality that okay, you can have this human desire to want it all,
Mm.
but the reality is you can't.
Yeah.
And there is wisdom in opening certain doors and closing others.
Mm.
But you have to be able to contend with that reality first before you make those choices.